Dispatch ended up being one of the most popular games released in 2025. It's a choice-based story game, very similar to the Telltale games, but unlike those games, you don't just get the platinum by finishing the story. Dispatch has a total of 36 trophies and most of them are tied to making very specific choices and completing certain tasks. So in this case, it's actually not possible to get platinum in a single playthrough. A guide on PSN Profiles has this game rated at a 2 out of 10 in difficulty with an estimated time of 25 hours to complete and 3 playthroughs. But from my experience, you only really need 2 whole playthroughs and then you can change the ending on one of your saves. And for my first playthrough, I was sharing my screen on Discord and playing with 2 of my friends, just enjoying the story and not focusing on any specific trophies. The first episode starts off with us, Robert Robertson III, aka Mecha Man, voiced by the GOAT Aaron Paul, interrogating a man trying to get the location of Shroud, the guy that killed our father. Bye bye. We got to the location, but the whole thing ended up being an ambush. And when trying to escape, we got a bomb stuck to our back, and boom, the end. Just kidding, we survived, but the Mecha Man suit was in bad shape, and with no way of repairing it, we announced our retirement as Mecha Man. On our way home, while watching the news, someone decided to rob the store, and we had to be a hero. But without the suit and a broken arm, we got our ass whooped, and we needed to be saved. And in came our queen, Blonde Blazer. After that whole incident, we went to the bar, and after a ton of flirting back and forward, we shot our shot and spat in her mouth. But not on purpose, okay? But while she was away getting the alcohol off her face, this flaming douchebag called Flambe came over and tried to beef with us, and after throwing a bit of alcohol on him, we were kicked out. But it's fine, cause our girl Blonde Blazer flew us to a billboard where we could finish our date with a very romantic kiss. But I think Robert was a bad kisser because the whole mood changed, and then she revealed why she was actually there. To offer us a job as a dispatcher at SDN, the Superhero Dispatch Network. Then we got a quick tutorial to figure out how it worked, where people call in and we have to send out the superhero best fitted for the job for the highest chance of success. And after a very successful round of dispatching, I got the job, and after she left us on the billboard, I popped my first trophy. And it was time for episode 2. And one of the first orders our new boss gave us was to strip down in front of her. But someone else was there trying to get a peek. A member of our team called Invisigal. We had a bro fist on the toilet with this macho man called Royd. And then we had a reunion with the youngest member of our father's superhero squad, Chase, also known as Trackstar. And this guy was like an older brother to Robert in his childhood. But Robert didn't recognize him at first because this guy is supposed to be like 39. But he found out that too late that his powers actually made him age a lot faster than any other human being. And that is the reasoning to why
You look like Black Einstein?
he introduced us to our new team, Sonar, voiced by the legend Charlie aka Moist Critical, Flambe, Invisigal, Coop, Punch Up, who is voiced by Jacksepticeye, Malevola, Gollum, and Prism. It was now time for my first proper dispatching shift. And when a customer had a malfunctioning bidet, I had to do a hacking level where I have to move a ball and solve different puzzles to get to the end. And later in the shift I had to do another one, and this one had a timer. And when I completed it, I popped a trophy for completing a hacking level with at least a third of the timer left. No,
Oh shit.
Boom! Burning chrome.
What timer, bruv?
The dispatching went pretty well up until the point where Invisigal decided that she wanted to go to Granny's Donuts alone, because she had previously been banned and she wanted to get unbanned. But long story short, the whole thing ended up in a choice between disarming Granny and taking out the thief. We decided to take out the thief, but the Invisigal didn't listen, and Granny ended up on the floor with his ass cheeks toasted. So now the dispatching was over for the day, and with that being our only failure, we had a talk with Invisigal about her disobedience. But she didn't like what I had to say, and she turned to violence. And that's when Sonar said,
You gonna eat those Twinks?
That's not what they're... You know what? Help yourself.
after work we figured why not ask Blonde Blazer if she wants to grab dinner. But then we learned why she was so awkward after that kiss the other day when her boyfriend came flying in. And after this little awkward encounter, it was time for episode 3. Episode 3 started off with us and Royd bringing the Mecha Man suit back to the SDN because they had promised to help me fix it. And after that we got the best news ever. Blonde Blazer and Phenomenon had broken up. But we also got some bad news. We would have to remove someone from the team. And unfortunately Blonde Blazer already told them this before the dispatching session. So throughout this whole first shift of the day, everybody was sabotaging each other. So everything went horrible. So we had a very motivational team talk and it was time for shift 2 of the day. And on our first call we managed to fail with over 70% chance of success, and that popped the trophy. Oh my god.
Oh, hell nah.
Snake Eyes. Okay.
Snake Eyes. It's the one from G.I. Joe. It's very cool. I like Snake Eyes.
After today's shifts, Invisigal was at the bottom of the leaderboards, and because of this she was depressed and sitting smoking in the playgrounds. So we gave her another motivational speech because that's what Robert does best. So we told her to fuck the stars and to be a hero. And then there just happened to be a burglary very close to the playground. And because of our very good speech, Invisigal actually decided to go there to try to stop the burglary. And with our help on the security cameras, she managed to apprehend him, and it turned out to be the same guy that she failed to catch in the donut shop and that she let get away when she sabotaged Malevela. And after this wonderful catch, she actually managed to move up on the leaderboards, and it was now between Sonar and Coop to get fired from the team. And of course, we chose to fire Coop because we couldn't let go of our boy Moist Critical. And removing Coop popped a trophy. And after a very wholesome scene of Invisigal being happy with moving up on the leaderboard, it was now time for episode 4. And this episode started off kinda crazy.
What? Bro! Hey, Andy, pause on this, pause! We need to re-roll this episode and turn off sensors.
That's what I was saying!
That's what I was saying!
Distort! Come on now!
I'm just playing, We need to upload this to YouTube. I don't want to do any extra work, just for my pleasure, Say, okay, pause on this, do it, re-roll!
So yeah, that all turned out to be a dream. But when she woke up, she had fallen in love with us. But I mean, who hasn't fallen in love with someone from a dream, huh? But because of all of this, she was risking us up, which is inappropriate at the workplace. But then we went to Blonde Blazer's office and we risked her up. And because Robert is the motivational speech guy, we also had to help Phenomenon heal from his breakup, which I'd say went pretty well. Invisigal for some reason told us about her dream, and then it was time for our first shift of the day. The first shift went pretty well, and during lunchtime we had to choose who to replace Coop, Waterboy or Phenomenon. And after a long discussion, me and my friends decided to pick Phenomenon, which he was pretty happy about. And now it was time for the second shift of the day, and during this shift I popped 2 trophies. The first one for getting a perfect dispatch using only one hero. And then for the second one, every single hero has a special starting power unique to them. And when I discovered Malevolous, I had discovered every one of my heroes' starting powers. After the session today, we once again used our motivational superpowers on Phenomenon, and he gave us another hug, and we got a trophy for choosing him for the team. But now, at the end of this episode, came decidedly the hardest choice in the entire game. Cinema with Invisigal or dinner with Blonde Blazer. So we had a vote, and it ended up being 2 against 1 for Team Blonde Blazer. Comment down below, are you Team Blonde Blazer or Team Invisigal? At this lovely dinner, she told us that it's her amulet giving her her powers, making her taller and blonde. And she made it pretty obvious that this is an insecurity of hers, that she's actually a brunette when she's called Blonde Blazer. Then we had a whole ass makeout session with her and reassured her that we don't care what color her hair is. And also, her real name is Maddie. Time for episode 5. During the first shift of the episode, I popped a trophy for expanding the powers of 4 of my heroes. We had our lunch break and it was time for the second shift of the episode, where I popped 3 trophies. I upgraded a stat to level 10. I maxed out a hero. I reached the max career rank. After the great work today, we went to the bar with the team to celebrate. And this is where we got the Song of the Year.
My name's Robert, such a bitch whose name is Robert. I'm a bitch, I'm a bitch, I'm such a fucking bitch.
But not long after, a whole bar fight broke out. And with our team coming out on top from this bonding session, we got the option to reveal our identity to the team, which we did, and this got us a lot of trust from the team. But you could say Flambe got a little bit mad because of our previous history with him as Mecha Man, but having told them the truth popped us a trophy. It's time for episode 6, and this episode started off with a bang, literally. Because there's one very crucial part of the suit that got lost in the initial explosion, called the astral pulse, which is a small thing that powered the whole suit. And unfortunately, Royd hasn't been able to recreate it. After waking up from being unconscious, I went straight back to work dispatching. And during the shift, I popped 1 trophy for covering 100% of the success graph. And since we were unconscious during the whole first shift that Blonde Blazer covered for us, the workday was now over. And it turned out the team had planned a whole housewarming party for me, because I had bought a new apartment. And we also got some great news from Royd and Visi that the astral pulse was actually not destroyed in the big explosion, and it's been sold between groups of villains. So with this new hope of getting the suit back together again, we had a great time partying with the others. But then Visigal suggested that we could go get the astral pulse now. And Blonde Blazer was against this, saying we should go tomorrow with a bit more planning. And we backed Blazer because, you know, our whole team is drunk. And this warehouse is very secure. And then Chase crashed out on Invisigal because she couldn't take no for a no. And he's low-key her biggest hater.
You are no fucking hero.
Whoa, hey!
She named you Invisigal, you named yourself Invisibitch, and you had it fucking right.
So Invisigal left in a rage. But thankfully a new guest arrived.
Happy housewarming, bitch. Your place fucking sucks.
And after everyone had left, when Robert and Chase had a little talk, the computer that Royd had brought started beeping, because Invisigal had gone to the warehouse. And with our amazing hacking skills, we managed to locate the astral pulse for her. And while hacking the safe open for her, I popped a trophy for taking out 3 antiviruses within 15 seconds. So she got the astral pulse, but unfortunately Shroud was waiting for her, and it started gassing her. But before dying from not being able to breathe because of her asthma, Chase decided to save her, which didn't end very well for him. Episode 7 started off with a flashback from Chase babysitting Robert when he was a child. And after the flashback, we saw Chase in a hospital bed, thankfully still alive. And it was time for some dispatching. And even without Invisigal, the shift went very well. Hey. Hey. Let's go.
12 of 12, bro!
Hey, let's go. Shift was lit.
Shift was lit!
It was lit.
After the shift, there ended up being a team meeting because after last night's shenanigans with Invisigal, most of the team wanted her gone. The only one that wanted her to stay was Gollum and Flambe, and then Phenomenon didn't have an opinion. But we also decided to defend her because we didn't think she had any bad intentions when she went for the astral pulse, and she didn't really want Chase to get hurt. But the thing is, she was in there being invisible and listening, so we went after her, and here she revealed to us that she had previously worked for Shroud, and she was the one that put the bomb on our Mecha Man suit. We didn't know how to feel about this new information, but we didn't want to give up on her, because she has changed and she has done a lot of good. We needed a drink, so we went to the bar, and there was these 2 assholes talking shit about what happened with Invisigal and Chase. And after the bartender was a perv to Blonde Blazer as well, we just had to glass him. But then it turned out the other guy here was actually Shroud, and he just straight up shot the bartender. We were taken hostage, and he actually revealed to us that he didn't have the astral pulse. Invisigal put it in her jacket and actually got away with it. And thankfully we got saved by our beautiful queen Blonde Blazer. But not long after our escape, Shroud's gang started blowing up the whole city. And that was the end of episode 7. Now episode 8 started off with full chaos, and we instantly went dispatching. We only had contact with 3 of our heroes to begin with, Puncha, Prism and Gollum. But throughout the shift, the roster grew, and we even recruited Waterboy. During the shift, we popped a trophy for reaching max synergy with a duo. But now our coverage area started expanding and everything became very chaotic, with us having to answer calls and beating Coop at the same time. But towards the end, even Blonde Blazer joined us and we managed to save the city.
Great work, team. Couple more calls and we're...
But now it turned out all the villains had changed targets from the city to attacking the SDN itself. So we went to check on Chase, and then we went to our suit where Royd had caught Invisigal thinking she was trying to take the suit herself. And then when Royd showed us the astral pulse, Robert for some weird ass reason acted as if he didn't know that she had it.
Holy shit. Is that the real?
When the villains arrived at the SDN, Royd went to turn the power back on, and we decided to trust Invisigal and untie her for the upcoming battle. We arrived outside in our Mecha Man suit ready for the final battle. And then Shroud also appeared in a huge octopus robot. And Shroud's whole thing is that he uses his cybernetics to predict the future.
Me beating your ass.
And with Shroud's tech, it was almost impossible to get a proper hit in on him until something unpredictable happened.
Shroud's got a new suit now? What the fuck? How long was I out?
So now with Chase and the amulet, we had the upper hand and we actually managed to beat him. But then Shroud did the unthinkable, threatening to hurt a dog. I don't know where he got the dog from, but this is not okay. So we had to give him the astral pulse in exchange for the dog. But we gave him both the real one and the prototype. And for some reason Shroud just wanted to put it in his head instantly, and thankfully he chose the wrong one. But he pulled out a gun and frickin' shot us. But thankfully, since we had been so good to Invisigal, she went in front of the bullet. So then we beat the shit out of Shroud. And we decided to spare his life. Thankfully, Invisigal was still alive for now, and we popped a trophy for her saving our life due to us being such a good mentor. Now with everyone alive and well, we celebrated, and when Chase told the news about me sparing Shroud's life, we popped a trophy for choosing the path of mercy.
Oh shit, can I not cuss?
It's fine. We can bleep it out.
Well, and shit, that's the only reason I'm talking.
It's not like she deserved it, but we've been all about forgiveness, so we decided to also forgive Coop. And after that we had one last romantic moment with Blonde Blazer, popping the trophy for romancing her. And that was the end of the first playthrough, ending up with 22 out of 36 trophies. Before starting the playthrough where I choose Invisigal over Blonde Blazer, I first went into episode 8, scene 13, and when I got the option to spare or kill Shroud, I chose to kill him for the
I can say
murder
that
trophy.
Bitch Shroud deserved what he got. Oh shit, can I not cuss?
Murder.
It's fine. We can bleep it out.
It was time for the second playthrough, and there was a couple things I had to keep in mind. I had to make sure to do every hack in every episode. I had to cut Sonar instead of Coop in episode 3. And then throughout the whole story I have to romance Invisigal. I had to pick the least popular donut in episode 2. and the least popular store item in episode 7, and I'll explain these item choices when we get there. In episode 1 there really isn't any specific choices I have to make, but there is a hack, but this one is unmissable. And I also decided to turn on unlimited hacking attempts, just to not risk failing any hacks later. In episode 2 there was a total of 4 hacks I needed to get done. Cray Cray Bidet and museum robbery during the initial dispatching, and then there was 2 unmissable hacks during the Granny's Donuts incident. But during the museum hack I turned off unlimited attempts, and I made sure to finish the hack with less than 5 seconds left to pop a trophy. At Granny's Donuts is where Invisigal asked me what is my favorite donut, and here I had to choose the least popular one between jelly-filled, the long cream ones, and plain glazed. And at the time of me playing, the least popular was the plain glazed, so that's what I chose, and the trophy didn't pop until seeing the stats at the credits. Now, episode 3 was when everybody was sabotaging each other, and here was 2 hacks during the first shift, one to unlock the tank when Flambe got sabotaged, and one to hack a scammer. And then during shift 2 there was 4 hacks, one for a bank robbery, and then 3 unmissable hacks during the scene where Invisigal finally stops Thunderstruck. I also finally managed to get a trophy that I've been trying to get for the whole second playthrough, where I had to succeed a call with less than 15% chance of success. Yes! Yes. Fool's luck. And then at the end of the episode I made sure to cut Sonar from the team. Hey! Oh, watch your back, Robert. In episode 4 there was 1 hack during shift 1 and 1 hack in shift 2. And I also had to choose Waterboy to join the team during the lunch break. To end the episode off, I also had to make the first big choice towards romancing Invisigal in choosing to go to the movies with her instead of dinner with Blonde Blazer. Episode 5 had a total of 4 hacks, 1 during shift 1 and 3 unmissable during the power outage in shift 2. After the whole bar fight segment, I chose to hide my identity, which popped another trophy. Episode 6 had 1 hack during the shift, and then there was 5 unmissable ones when Invisigal went to the docks to try to get the Astral Pulse. But during the shift I also tried to go for the trophy, where I had to heal the same hero twice during 1 shift. So I got Waterboy injured and let Malevola heal him, and then I got him injured again so that I could heal him with an item. Episode 7 started off with the flashback scene with Chase, where he told us we could get whatever we want from the store, and this is where we had to choose the least popular item between Twinkies, beer and cigar, and at the time I chose cigar, which was the least popular item, and the trophy popped during the credits. During the dispatching there was only 1 hack that I had to make sure to do, and other than that I just had to make sure to defend Invisigal when the others wanted to cut her, and to forgive her when she told us that she was the one that placed the bomb on our Mecha Man suit. During episode 8's shift there was 4 hacks I had to do. The first one was locating Flambe's tracker, then I had to locate another tracker and a hack for a call named Lockdown, and then there's 1 last hack called Defeat Mindfucker. And you might miss this one if you defeat Sonar or Coop too early. Boom! Yes, hacked by Robert. After the shift I made sure to untie Invisigal when I got the option, and having made all these choices gave us the romantic ending with Invisigal.
Alright, let's do it.
Take care of her.
Now there was 2 trophies left before the platinum. 1 for failing as a mentor for Invisigal, and 1 for not getting the romantic ending with any of the girls. And to get these trophies, I started off from episode 7, scene 5 on my Invisigal save file, and I chose to cut her instead of keeping her on the team. And in episode 8, I chose to not untie her. And this made it so that instead of jumping in front of the bullet when Shroud was going to shoot me, she just straight up killed him. Damn. That's a little violent. Didn't see that come. Let's go. We can just be friends.
I was
And-
just trying to figure that out.
Dispatched. Another platinum acquired. So that was my Dispatch Platinum journey. I had a lot of fun with this game. It's definitely one of the better games I've played. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like. And if you want more Platinum journeys, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And tell me in the comments, are you Team Invisigal or Team Blonde Blazer? And thank you so much for watching.